Let's take an easy seat and breathe deeply. Welcome, folks. You're right on time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for folks who are watching the replays. It's good to set aside this time for ourselves. At whatever point in the day we're doing it, we can look at it as an opportunity to kind of set the tone or adjust the dial if we need to. So let's begin seated, or if you need to lie down, we'll get there in a minute. So make yourself comfortable enough, and then you can bring your hands stacked over the heart or pressing the hands into each other, or rest your hands on your lap or anywhere on your body. Ultimately, just come into something comfortable enough. With the eyes softly closed or looking down, so we have a little less visual distraction. Give yourself a few breaths here. As you breathe, I will share a bit more about the kleshas, the veils that cause suffering for our human experience. The 5 kleshas, or veils, are avidya, ignorance of our divine nature; asmita, ego or undue trust in the individual self, forgetting that we're all intertwined; raga, which is attachment to pleasures; dvesha, which is avoidance of unpleasant experiences; and abhinivesha, elusive awareness of immortality, or sometimes we hear it described as fear of death. So all of these veils are essentially resistance to what is the bigger picture. Now let's start moving. So if you're lying down, you could draw your knees in towards your chest and rock side to side. If you're sitting up, you can start to sway or move any way that feels good to you. Just a few more breaths here, letting the body kind of unfurl on its own. Let's go ahead and all meet then on our backs. So rolling onto your spine. And when you get there, draw the knees in towards your chest, any amount. You might draw one knee in a little bit more and then the other, kind of circling the legs one at a time in that way. And then let's stretch the legs up, pointing the toes to the sky. If you can, rub your hands behind your knees, giving that little pocket a bit of attention. You can tap or slap the backs of your knees. Sometimes we might feel kind of a cool fluid sensation. That's how some people feel their lymphatic fluid. So if you ever feel that, especially when legs are up, that's what's going on. As I'm tapping, I'm feeling more of that. And then see if you can bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together, reaching for your ankles or wherever you can get. So we're kind of in a diamond shape with our legs, and then we can rock side to side. Notice the part of you connected to the ground, so your torso, your back. Imagine you can soften it a little bit more as we come towards stillness for a breath. Let's go ahead and drop the left leg to the ground, stretch it long, stretch your right leg long, and reaching as high up on the leg, or maybe it's as low down on the leg, as towards the foot as you can. Moving the ankle around, gently drawing the leg towards you. It's okay if there's a bend in the knee. We're still getting a stretch on the hamstring as long as you feel something back there. And then you can open your right leg out to the right side. Again, it's fine if the knee is bent. And then bring the right leg up and over to the left side, so coming into a twist. Stay there for a couple breaths. You might reach your right arm up overhead, Try to lengthen your torso. And then come back to center. Stretch your right leg long and hug the left leg in, extending it long. Maybe your hands hold on to the left thigh. We kind of draw it in towards our chest, moving the ankle and foot around. Breathing, let's open the left leg out to the left side. Look for a stretch in the upper inner left thigh. And then breathing, bend the left leg, move it over to the right side of the body. So taking a twist, you could stretch the left arm up overhead. Sometimes this induces a yawn, go for it. As you feel ready, release through center. We'll draw both knees in towards the chest, lift up your head, and just see how it feels to rock forwards and backwards a little. We'll eventually come all the way up and over into tabletop. So do whatever it takes to get yourself there. From tabletop, lower your forearms down. We'll try to keep the elbows pretty well under the shoulders. Good morning, Toby. Place your palms wide open on the ground and then push your hands and your forearms and your elbows into the ground. As you do this, you can kind of imagine or sense your shoulder blades sliding away from each other. We're really engaging the muscles all around the shoulders. And then do the opposite. So slouch, let your shoulders kind of crunch up by your ears and neck. And then again, push the ground away. So see what that active engagement feels like. Engage your core. You can stay just like this. If you feel like you're really able to engage, then stay here. Otherwise, walk your knees back a little bit. Walk them back a little bit more, and then we're going to try to sink the hips down. So taking a low forearm plank, knees and toes on the ground, core muscles engaged, pushing the ground away really energetically through your elbows, forearms, your hands, your fingers. And then maybe you lift one knee off of the ground and maybe the other. Everything's better with a cat butt in your face. Hi, thank you, Toby. Who am I to complain? I beg him to hang out with me. All right, so if your knees are lifted, really push back through your heels, engage your core. You could kind of imagine like you're trying to tuck your tailbone, core muscles hugging up and in, up and in. Another breath. And then from whatever forearm plank you've been in, let's lower all the way down to our bellies. Let the elbows pivot out, stacking your hands and resting your forehead or a cheek on them. Take a couple breaths. All right, let's return our elbows under our shoulders, palms on the ground, cat in your face. Okay, and then draw your heart forward. So we're coming into Sphinx pose now. Point your toes back really energetically and imagine pressing the tops of your feet into the ground. Go ahead and engage your gluteal muscles and see if you can feel your low back lengthening as you do that. Just see about it. And then pulling the heart forward more, maybe lift the gaze. Slowly release your gluteal muscles. See if you can keep things as they are. Another inhale. And then lower down. Give yourself another break. As you're ready, hands alongside your chest. Tuck your toes. Let's plan for a push-up. See how it goes. So engage your legs. Knees might lift off the ground. Maybe some part of your thighs do. Just depends how we're built. Take a big breath in. Engage your core as you exhale. With no breath in the body, push up. Inhale at the top of the push-up. And then exhale, let's find our downward facing dog. And when you get there, you can bring movement into your body. I like to rotate my hands so my fingers point a little bit out and off of the mat. we'll start swaying our hips really generously and start walking your feet up to the top of the mat. One of my teachers called this a diva walk. Walking your way up. And then we'll take a wide stance, soft knees fold forward. Jadarin, I bet you wanted to do a diva walk first thing. Hanging heavy, breathe. Maybe wobble the head a little, maybe take a sigh. And on an inhale, let's lift up halfway. Slide your hands up your thighs, look ahead. Exhale, fold back down. We'll do a few more, little variation through the arms. Inhale, lift up halfway. This time, stretch your arms back in space, look ahead. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling, lift halfway, arms out like a cactus. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. See if you can reach your arms in front of you like Superman. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rising all the way up, reaching to the sky. Keep breathing. Maybe lift your heels off of the ground. Maybe reach one arm up a little higher and then the other. Whoa. And eventually, feet on the earth. Let your arms float down by your sides. Feel yourself here breathing. Feel your feet on the ground. Imagine you could push them down into the ground a little more. Squeeze all of the muscles of your legs onto the bones of your legs. Engage your core. Imagine you could lengthen your low back. Lift your heart. Shoulder blades sliding back and down, together and down. Imagine the crown of the head just a little bit higher. And then sense the space just above the crown of your head. Breathing in, arms moving through space, reaching out and up. Breathing out, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Keep pushing your feet down into the ground. Keep all that engagement through your body. Muscles hugging bones. Inhale, reaching your arms out and up. We're breathing in air from trees long gone. Exhale, folding down. That is how everything always continues. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. This time, hands to the ground or blocks. Step your right foot back. Take a slow, full breath in there. Planting your hands, step the left foot back and breathe out. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower knees all the way down to the thighs and belly. Inhale, lift up a little, cobra pose. Exhale, lower down, 2 more. Inhale, lift, cobra. Exhale, down. 1 more. Inhale, lifting up for cobra. Exhale, lowering down. Tuck the toes. Press yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathing here. If you want to flow through chaturanga or take a break, you've got time. We'll say about 3 more slow breaths. If you're staying still in down dog, really push the hands away from you. So pushing the hands into the ground. Let the head get heavy. Keep your core muscles engaged. From down dog, inhale, sweeping the right leg up. Exhale, sweeping it up to the top of the mat. Finding this runner's lunge. Full breath in, pull the heart and gaze forward. And breathe out. Another inhale. And as you exhale, step the left foot up, fold forward and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching to the sky. Maybe come up to the toes. Maybe reach one arm up a little higher and then the other, like we're climbing a rope. And then both feet on the earth. Let the arms drift down by your sides. Stand tall. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Hands making contact with the blocks or ground. Step your left foot back. You can keep your hands grounded or rise up. Crescent lunge for a breath or two. Good. Hands to the ground. Let's step the left foot up and out a bit so we can plant the foot. Straighten a bit through your right leg. It's fine to keep the knee soft. And then fold forward and down, pyramid pose. Let the head get heavy and notice the parts of you connected to the ground. Notice that without locking the knees out, we can still push down more energetically. Maybe that creates a little more space in our spine. See if you can find that. Pushing the ground away through the feet. Letting the head hang heavy. One more breath. And then hands on the ground, step the left foot back, step the right foot back. Inhale, top of a push-up. Stay as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower on down. Point the toes back. This time stretch your arms back in space, palms facing down. On an inhale, reach the fingertips and toe tips back so energetically that the heart lifts. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, Shalabhasana, locust. Exhale, lower down. Your inhale, lift up. Stay for a breath. And lower down. Hands alongside your chest, tuck your toes. If you want to push up, take a breath in. Engage your legs, breathe out. Push up. And then downward facing dog. Move through a flow or stay here a few breaths. Try to let tension and effort leave the body through the neck. Let that part be nice and soft. From down dog, let's inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, swinging it up to the top of the mat. Steady yourself. Maybe you keep your fingertips grounded. Maybe you stretch your arms up a couple breaths. Good. Bringing your hands back to the ground. We'll step the right foot up and out a bit so we can find our pyramid pose. So starting to straighten through the left leg. You can imagine shifting your left hip back in space. Let your head hang heavy. And then really push your feet into the ground. Maybe it feels like your spine's lifting up a little. Keep the head heavy, torso hanging. Feel the way your feet are connected to the ground. Maybe you can feel texture or temperature. Good. From pyramid pose, we'll just step the right foot up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Do your favorite version, maybe sweeping the arms out or back. Exhale, fold back down. And inhale, rise up, reaching to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause here, feeling yourself connected to the ground through your feet. Connected to the ether through your breath. Next breath in, we'll stretch out and up. This time, maybe hook the thumbs. Keep breathing, pulling the fingertips up and back. You can bend your elbows, see how that feels through the chest. It doesn't have to be a huge back bend, but we're trying to open up the chest a bit. One more breath. And then come back through neutral. Let your arms hang heavy and then sweep the arms forwards and backwards. You can let your knees be soft as you do this too. Couple more breaths. And then coming to stillness. Might bring the feet a little bit wider. Soft knees. Do that little baby learning how to dance move. Little bitty bounces. You can keep your feet really firmly rooted on the ground. If you need to support your body by holding your chest or your belly or any other parts that don't like to jiggle, you can support that. And then let yourself just bounce for a couple more breaths. You might sigh out the next 2 breaths. And let yourself come to stillness. Slowly shift your weight into your right leg. You might keep the left foot on the ground and just carry the weight into your right leg. While we're keeping it still kind of close to the ground with the left foot, go ahead and check in with your right foot. Can we lighten the toes? You might even lift them up all the way. See if you can anchor down through the root of that big toe joint, root of your pinky toe joint, center of your heel. Let everything else be kind of light, and then gently place your toes back down. Engage your right gluteal muscles. Imagine the hip hugging in, core muscles hugging in, and now slow motion, start to lift your left knee up towards your chest. It might not get close, or maybe it's all the way up there, or somewhere in between. Just see what's available. If you can reach your left knee or shin, you might do that to hug it in. You can stay here, or keeping everything just as engaged, start to kick your left leg back in space as you hinge forward at your hips, exploring through Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. And keep those right toes light, the corners of your feet rooted down, the breath full. If you took Warrior 3, you can come back upright, maybe hugging the left knee in towards your chest again. And then we'll all meet with both feet on the ground. As your left foot settles into the earth, notice how things might shift through the body. And then we shift the weight into the left leg, left gluteal muscles engaging, hugging in. Keeping the right toes on the ground or really close while we kind of refine the effort through our left leg. We're pushing the left foot down into the ground, but we can lift the toes, really anchor through the root of your left big toe joint, root of the left pinky toe joint, center of your heel. So your arch, your toes, they can be light. Hugging everything in, muscles hugging bones. Then we can start drawing the right knee up towards the chest, any amount. Do not feel bad if your right toes need to stay on the ground. Keep breathing, keep engaging. You might envision yourself doing it beyond what you're physically doing, or maybe you just celebrate right where you are. Keep breathing. Perhaps you start to tip your torso forward, stretch your right leg back in space, exploring Warrior 3. Breathing, keeping lots of effort through that left foot and leg rooting down. Right leg stretching back, core muscles engaged. You can notice that our back body is, everything except for the left leg is basically similar to Shalabhasana, locust pose right now. Keep breathing. If you took Warrior 3, we'll come back upright. See if you can draw the right knee up towards your chest. And then setting the right foot down. Notice how things shift. Bring your stance a little bit wider. Again, soften your knees. Take our little baby bounce dance moves. You can give yourself some twists, side to side, letting the arms spin around the body. All right, coming back to center. Go ahead and come on down to the ground. And we'll do some bridge pose. So if you like supported bridge, you can bring the block. You've always got lots of options. If you would rather flow through bridge pose, and that's where we inhale, lifting the hips, maybe lifting the arms up and overhead, and then lowering back down. So if you want to do that, go for it at your own pace. If you want to do the block under your sacrum and take a supported bridge pose, then you can do that. You could put the block on a higher setting, but always remember our little motto, just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Find what will help you feel like you can really breathe the most. Maybe it's the hips higher, maybe not. Walking the shoulders under the torso, pushing the parts of your arms and hands and feet that can touch the ground into the ground. Puffing the chest up, making sure we don't feel any pain or strain in the neck. You can imagine lifting your chin up to the sky and then the chest coming up to the chin. So we're not tucking chin to chest. We're lifting. And breathe fully. From bridge or supported bridge, you might explore drawing one knee in towards your chest and stretching that leg up. And then switching sides. And then maybe both knees in. If the block is on a higher setting, I always like to hold it just so it doesn't flip out from under me. Maybe you do that and stretch the legs up. And then we'll put our feet on the ground if they're not there already. Remove the block if you have it under you, letting your spine come to the ground. And before we do any movements, then let's just let the spine and the muscles of the back soften onto the ground. Give it a couple breaths. And then you could open your arms out wide, let your knees fall to the left, head can rotate to the right. Breathe. Come back through center. Legs fall to the right, head rotates to the left. Breathe. Come back to center. Stretch your legs and arms out long and let yourself rest for a moment. As you rest here, kind of letting the body and mind absorb some of the benefits of the practice, let's again acknowledge, frankly, how awesome you are, that you showed up. You know, so many people say, I would like to do that, but, and we could all make those excuses. And sometimes it's valid, right? We can't do all the things all the time. But you are showing up for yourself. It's not a competition with other people. I only say that just to acknowledge, like, it is rare. You are special. Breathing here. This week we'll work with Abhinivesha. The elusive awareness of immortality is inherent even for the wise. We're so caught up in living and afraid of it ending that we forget we are all part of a continuous cycle. I died a mineral and became a plant. I died a plant and rose as an animal. I died an animal and I was a human. Why should I fear? When was I less by dying? Rumi. deepen your breath as you release this practice. You can make your way up to an easy seat if you would like to close out with one round of Om. As you arrive sitting tall, you can draw your hands together at your heart, offer yourself a bow, that acknowledgement that you're taking care of yourself. Big breath in for one Om. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.